What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Spider-Man Stealth Suit version Deluxe Edition from Hot Toys, and you can order this. Head over to bigbadtoystore.com, $4 shipping. I'll put the link down below. This box is, huge. It's massive, and it's also beautiful. You can see that fish tank, which is not really friendly when it comes to green screen. As you can see, we got some image coming out there. In the back of the box right here, you see the cast and crew. So, but yeah, it's awesome. Once you put the sleeve on, you get that image where it's kind of like foggy and all that stuff. But it's still beautiful. This was not on my radar at all. So this is one of those impulse purchase that I made. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this down the line, not only because of like the fonts. It's massive. I'm in a point where my garage is huge, and as you can see, this box right here, my garage is filled with boxes already of Hot Toys. I'll do a video of that later on, and this is not gonna help. Look at how height wise it's the same, but the thickness is just the big difference right there. It's like two Hot Toys, and it's because of that base, which is really beautiful. You can choose to buy the single pack version, and if you know where to find, you can find this cheaper elsewhere. I'll leave it at that. But this is one of those figures where I had no intentions of picking up. Then I saw the price just dipping down. It's pretty much the same as Rocket. This trend has been going on lately for Marvel Hot Toys, and not only because it's Spider-Man. Recently, the Mark 85 was a casualty as well of this. We're not sure. Is it overproduced? Did people just cancel ordering these things? I don't know. But this in particular, this version right here, the Spider-Man, is the lowest that I've seen. So the base itself would push you back almost $100. Is it worth $100? That is totally up to you. I'm a sucker for dioramas. There's not a whole lot on 1/6 community, so anytime that I can get my hands on one, I typically go with that. So this suit is kind of boring. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This is all black. This is not your ultimate Spider-Man display. However, it comes with decent amount of accessories. Now, if you opt for the single Spider-Man without the diorama base, then it becomes kind of normal. You get this normal standard hands for Spider-Man. You got the web hands, kind of like the wall crawling hands, the shooter hands. This is kind of new. I'm not even sure what those are for. And you get this like neck peg, which you would use once you get your advanced suit. Is it advanced suit Spider-Man? Yeah, the one with the beautiful head sculpt. And that's what kind of pushed me over the edge of getting this figure, because that head sculpt is beautiful. So I'm planning to put that head sculpt on in this figure once I do get that eventually. It comes with basically two goggles. So one is the where you can change the expression of the eyes. One is if you can post them flipping up or down. But as if you do get the deluxe version, this is basically what you're paying for. This massive piece right here, and it's beautiful. It has a light up functionality. It does come with the like a dynamic stand with a bendable pole. This is not too heavy. It's on the lighter side. I was surprised when I held it, but it's beautifully painted. Would I buy this for $80? For diorama pieces, if you're the kind of person who displays their figures, or if you're a photographer and it would like to use some diorama pieces, you might as well take advantage of this, because there's a lot of for 112 figures, not a whole lot for 1/6. Like I said, every once in a while, if you go to Big Bad and type 1/6 diorama, you'll get some, but for the most part, they're kind of expensive. So to get this, an official Hot Toys licensed diorama piece for around $80, in my opinion, isn't too bad. Again, if you're lacking space, this might not be a good option for you. So that's why I'm glad that they gave you options to not go for this and just go for the Night Monkey. But if you're gonna ask me about this guy, it's beautiful. It has two functionalities as far as the lights. I went for it, So basically, how much I got it for was the same price if it didn't come with the diorama base. As far as the suit itself, it's not your typical Spider-Man suit. So this won't be the all end all be all Spider-Man if you own this. This is a supplement. This is more of like a military version of Spider-Man. Now, if you're into that, then you're gonna like this. This is not a real zipper. There's a few things in this outfit that I don't like. Maybe that's one of the reasons why this didn't sell well and it's really cheap on the secondary market. These buckles right here, they're not real. They're like rubber. Back in the day, this is gonna be real buckles where it's an actual piece or fabric in there. They're all sculpted. Now, maybe it's better over time. I don't even know because I do have Snake Eyes, which that one is kind of like a throwback Hot Toys where every piece feels real. Like it's a real. If you are actually Snake Eyes, that's what you would wear, but in a miniature version. This one is kind of like a cosplay. They're not real buckles. They're not even real fabrics in there. So these are all rubberized items, kind of like Black Widow. Does it take away realism? Sure it does. In my opinion, it kind of cheapens the figure. It feels like a huge Marvel Legend, no offense to Marvel Legends, but the price is massive. It's like 10 times more than 10 times less than a Hot Toys. It's what, like Marvel Legends, correct me if I'm wrong, $20, and this is around like $305. So huge difference right there. You see all these things, they don't feel right, especially if you've been collecting for a long time. Now, with that being said, does it take from the overall factor of the figure? For me, it kind of does. Like, if you're going this route, I don't mind, but lower the price. Like, this should be the regular price, and maybe we can get it cheaper. That's just me. As far as posing it, does it take it away anything from it? It does not. Also on pictures, maybe the fact that I do know it kind of like bothers me a little bit. Not too much though, just a little bit. It's still okay. I still bought it. Kind of like Black Widow again. Like the talking about the Black Widow Endgame version. Now the head sculpt, people were mentioning as well that it's not fabric. His head sculpt. Now, I agree. But at the same time, I do have the Amazing Spider-Man 2. That one has a fabric mask. The problem with that is that the stitching on the top of the head started showing the glue that they used on it. So I'm okay with the route that they took here. This is plastic. Again, it takes away a little bit of realism into it because the neck and the head sculpt are not one piece compared to that Spider-Man where it's kind of seamless. They could have went that route, but then again, once you take out the head sculpt, it's gonna be to replace it with the other head sculpt, the unmasked one. I see what they went from here. Now the only back draws with this one is the bad part is that once you're taking a picture, since it's plastic, the light reflects on it, as you can see the white part there, compared to if it's fabric, it would absorb the light. Now if you're taking pictures, you can get away with it, but as far as just for display purposes only, I think you can get away with it. It's fine. Now, as far as the goggles, like I said, he comes with 2 goggles. This is the one that's articulated. Now, inside, you can see his eyes. Tom Holland's eyes. I think his likeness is spot on, in my opinion, at least, on the advanced suit version. So, I'm guessing it's the same mold and same eyes in here. This could have had a purse, I suppose, because that's the only thing you can, or like a Batman where you can just change the eyes, but it's all right. I mean, how many people are really gonna display him without that? But yeah, this is the other eyes right here. So you have this kind of squinty eyes, and the other 2 are just kind of like bigger eyes, which honestly they could have just gave us one. It doesn't really bother me at all, but it's there. You can switch out both. So you take this out, and you can see there's a magnet inside. And make no mistake about it, the other one is the one where you replace. Don't mix them up, because you're gonna break your goggles once you do. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Like how they implemented the head sculpt. Now, as far as size comparison wise, he pretty much stacks up well with the Iron Spider from Endgame or Infinity War. I believe this is Infinity War, perhaps. It looks good. I love Spider-Man, so I as much as I could, I'll try to buy most of them. And this is not Tom Holland. This is the video game version from the Marvel Spider-Man from PS4. A bit muscular, a bit taller. This looks good, as a matter of fact. I like this Spider-Man a lot, but there's so many Spider-Mans nowadays that, you know, you're not gonna have a shortage of it. And this is him fighting Molten Man. Now, as far as articulation, it's not bad. You know, he's not a bad articulated figure. You're gonna have some resistance on the legs. Obviously, you can't do some of the poses that you would want on a Spider-Man. Outside, if it's like home suit version Spider-Man, that is the most articulated one. This one, I did find some, you know, resistance on the pants, on the hands, but make no mistake about it, it's still pretty well articulated. The arms can move up, as you can see, all the way up there. It's two pieces, so you don't have to worry about, you know, like fighting with the arms. It's the legs, I would say, that it's gonna give you a little bit of, you know, like if you want that Spidey pose where he's almost on the ground splitting, you can't do that. You can't do that. But as far as other poses, like the one that you've seen earlier, I guess that is the most dynamic, I would say, that I would go for when it comes to the Spider-Man. There you go. So you can lift the leg up, you can bend the knee. It's double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. You can rotate the arms. It's the legs. So when you're doing, it's Spider-Man, you know, when you're doing his like poses where he's kicking and all that stuff, you won't get that. In Molten Man right here, you can see the light. It's supposed to be pulsating. It's different when you get it in hand. I don't know if it's the camera, because it's 30 frames per second. It doesn't really capture the pulsating effect, but it's not like this in real time. It's actually a lot better than this. So, but yeah, the diorama itself, I can't say bad things about it. I think it looks pretty good. And one of the viewers also mentioned that you could use this once you get Hellboy. So that's a good point right there, you know. I might try doing that. And that is one of the reasons why I bought the deluxe version compared to just the single version. But again, this is, I wouldn't say this is, it's not going to be a candidate for figure of the year. It's pretty boring figure, honestly, just all black. It's not going to pop out of your collection unless you do have the base. Now, the base itself is beautiful. Is it worth $80? You can answer that question for yourself. If you can get this for the price that I got it for, which is around $210, $220, I think that's a good deal. You know, how many Hot Toys nowadays can you purchase for that price? And that is shipped. Now, for the original price of $305, is it $305? And that's not including tax and shipping if you are purchasing it from the United States. That's a little steep. That's a little steep. I would use that money to buy just the regular Spider-Man, who's like $250. That's just me. Is it cool to add this in the collection? Sure, why not? I mean, it's still Spider-Man. I think he still looks pretty good. I always like this stealth suit kind of. Plus, I like Spider-Man, so maybe I'm a little biased here. But again, I'm happy for the price that I bought it for. Anything more than that, I probably wouldn't buy it on the price. So that's just my take on it. You know, take it with a grain of salt. It's up to you. If you find value in this, go ahead and purchase this over. Thank you for watching, guys. If this video helped you out in any way, and if you like the channel, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. And I will see you guys in the next video.